Hi, I'm Randy Ford. I've been an artist professionally for over 10 years now. This will be my 12th year painting professionally. I'm from Michigan. I grew up in a small town in southern Michigan called Sturgis, and that's where my family has been for generations. I currently live in Beulah, Michigan. I just moved here after spending 10 years developing my work in Grand Rapids, Michigan. After moving there to the area to go to school at Grand Valley State University, where I received my BFA. And there I studied illustration and also painting. After I graduated, I had started painting out in nature, getting inspired by the Michigan shoreline, and then continued to explore the natural areas in Michigan. So I started going to Sleeping Bear Dunes area, painted that, fell in love with the beauty there, and also traveled up to the UP and visited the Pictured Rocks, and that was also so stunning, as well as the Porcupine Mountains up there. And so those have become my main subjects for my work. After living in the city for a long time and traveling for fine art festivals, I decided I would move up to Beulah with my new husband. We both are artists. He's an engraver and jeweler, and so we were both looking to be closer to nature and to become inspired by the spirit within nature, have more peace, and be able to bring the peace we find in nature into our works. And so we moved out near the state land and national park so that we have boundless amounts of inspiration, so that we're able to bring the most beautiful, inspirational landscapes and nature to others through our work. I'm an only child, and so that's one of the ways that I've become a creative person, is because I was just always in my room making art and doing my own things since I didn't have siblings. And so I've always been very artistic and like singing and dancing and just express my love through my art to others. And that's my goal, is to continue to put love into my art and express the beauty that I see in the spirit of love through my work, and give that love to others through my paintings. So the style of my work has developed over time. So when I first started painting, I started representing what I saw, but also integrating pattern and line work and movement. And it was really cool to go out and really feel like the spirit of life within nature and represent that beauty that I saw there into my work. I started taking photographs of these places, making really interesting compositions that create a sense of movement and life within the scene. And then I would bring those back into my studio. So I would use them as a reference for colors and composition, but then I would design my painting to become stronger through creating more patterns, more flow, more movement, repeating strokes that create a sense of life and movement, and also animation. I loved animation growing up. I wanted to become a concept artist for Disney, or an animator. That was kind of my dream, because I loved the old style Disney animation movies that had the really beautiful landscapes in them, and the characters that tell the story of the good fighting evil, and having hope for that. When I wanted to work for Disney, I went to school studying illustration and took a few animation classes. After that, I was just drawn more to painting landscapes, and so naturally, like, animation came about into my own paintings. Vincent van Gogh's artwork and Art Nouveau art, and also the Japanese illustrators, like the old style woodblock prints, and also like a lot of the advertising art in European art in the early 1920s era. Those like integrated a lot of design in their work and had a lot of like flat shapes with line work, and they were designerly. And Vincent van Gogh too, he would really focus on the landscapes, colors, and the feeling there, and the spirit within nature too. A lot of his messaging was very similar to how I feel about my artwork, it being like a spiritual experience out in nature and kind of capturing the divine beauty within the landscape. Nature too, it's very harmonious and beautiful. It's a perfect creation, and there's a lot of design and pattern that naturally exists there, like the Fibonacci sequence, which is the golden ratio, like in a seashell or a fern, how the fern curves out. that's like a rhythm and a pattern that's also in sound waves. And so in music too, there's a lot of patterns within that. I was in choir for a very long time until I gave that up for putting myself fully into my art when I went to college. I just naturally continued to enjoy music and listen to music when I painted. And so I was putting like a dance into the piece with the rhythm, which is like the Fibonacci sequence, which is a scroll pattern. And so my paintings are filled with these like scroll like patterns that flow and creates a rhythm in life and movement. Just there's a lot of energy there. It's soothing because of the way that I design the piece. It's not chaotic, but even though there is a lot of activity in the pieces, it's also very soothing. And I plan out the ways that everything is flowing together and moving your eyes so that you're drawn to each different little focal point and each little interesting area. I've really dedicated myself to creating my work and creating excellent pieces of artwork to communicate my message and have the mission of bringing beauty into others' lives. And so I want you to have art that creates peace in your life, peace and harmony and beauty in your life. I don't want to create tension and have some kind of art that's giving you negative feelings. I want my work to touch your soul and to inspire you. And I've done that, and people recognize me for that. And so bringing my art into your home, you're going to feel at peace when you purchase, because you're going to know that I'm going to be bringing you art that's going to bring harmony and influence your life in a positive way for a lifetime, and even to be passed on to your family members. These pieces are going to be fine art pieces that are timeless, like Vincent van Gogh's work. Our work has a very similar feeling to it and messaging, and it's a timeless piece of art that will be passed on for generations. And so if you decide to invest in this art that I've invested so much love and time in my life to, then I know that you're gonna just, feel that and have it influence your life in a positive way. My work is for anyone who might have empty walls in their home and they want to fill the space and be reminded of the beauty in life. They want to bring in more harmony into their life and be connected more to nature. They want to feel inspired, and they want the artwork in their home to remind them of the special divine presence that is always here and around them, and have that love be a part of their home. I put a lot of love into my pieces, and I put a lot of care into all of it, and so I think you can feel that in my pieces, and I want that to radiate out into your space. The love you find and feel within nature, and the love within my spirit and all of our spirits is coming through my artwork to just create more harmony and peace, and also be like a meditative image that you can get lost in. So nowadays we're always looking at our phones when we're sitting at home, when we're bored, and that can be like kind of draining, just like a lot of like just scrolling and attention here, there, or the TV and then there's all these different messaging going on, and that can be draining too. But my paintings are for you to sit and be able to look at them and contemplate and feel like you're out in nature when you can't be. Because a lot of us are in cities and we're not always able to get out on this beautiful natural lakeshore or riverside. But with these paintings, I'm bringing you the spirit that I feel there, and I transmit that through my work so that you can find that peace just by sitting back and feeling the breeze moving and just taking the time and moment to recenter. So right now, it's a very exciting time in life because, like I mentioned before, I was living in Grand Rapids for 10 years. So now I have moved out into the beautiful shoreline area of Sleepmere Dunes. I'm going to be painting outside a lot more now. I'll have a lot of like smaller pieces that I painted actually outside, and then developing more large-scale studio pieces inside my studio throughout the winter that are more detailed and bigger. And so I'm really excited to just dive in and have endless inspiration here and bring the spirit of this place to you all. I've been doing fine art festivals for 10 years and traveling throughout the Michigan area, setting up a tent there and having my original paintings and prints available for people to come in, and it's like my traveling gallery space. So I've been doing that for 10 years, and we are working on a gallery space that my family has purchased, this older barn that we're renovating, and it'll have a gallery space where I'll have, in the future, not right now, but shows where all of my art collectors or just people that enjoy my art can come out to an event and see my new body of work. So that's going to be really exciting once we get that all together. I want to work directly with others and have relationships with my clients and my art collectors and know who they are and have like a more of an intimate relationship. I just felt really called to building up my own art gallery, and because I just love when people can come in and see all the work around and really feel the impact of my pieces. So my goal is to continue to grow and have a place where you can come and have the experience of the Randi Ford art and just really feel the spirit of nature coming through my pieces and have me curate the art space. So for right now, you can purchase my work online on my website. I have canvas prints available there that are wonderful options, and they're great alternatives to my original paintings. So they look pretty much like original paintings. I've shown them before at some events, and people thought they were my original pieces, and I had to tell them, no, these are actually canvas prints of my pieces. They're printed right on canvas, stretched around a wood stretcher, very strong, sturdy, and then you're able to choose from a black frame, a walnut colored framed, and then a white frame. So a nice option to choose from in a range of sizes, and I've had many clients of mine purchase larger pieces that are big focal pieces in their rooms that they love. They're shipped directly to you, and they're each made to order, and I include free shipping on them. Whether you're looking for a smaller size or a large size, that's a great alternative to have the impact of my paintings in your home. So I really want my paintings to have a big impact. They are focal pieces so that you can feel like you're in the landscape and have that like inspiration every time you walk in and view it. And I also have paper prints available as well. So if you like the paper print style, the cliché print, very high quality, archival quality, full range inks, and all of those, you can find your own frame for those. They're in standard sizes and come in a lot of different sizes depending on the size of the painting. And then also I have the originals, which the originals I've spent one-on-one time with the pieces, developing them, putting layers and layers of paint. And again, my energy and love is put into each piece. And the frames on those are really high quality, handmade, natural grain wood. Each frame complements the piece perfectly. And those are shipped to you as well. There's a shipping company here in the Traverse City area, close to my home, and they do a really wonderful crate shipping. So if you order those larger scale pieces, it's going to get to you safely. I've often made custom paintings for clients. This is one of the main things that I do because I do make a lot of paintings and people love them. But often I'll make large-scale pieces for my art collectors' homes. What I'll do is make one specifically for them. They kind of tell me like if they're interested in a beach scene or a forest scene, the other pieces that they've liked of mine, and we'll create it in the size that they need. So above a mantelpiece or a large wall. And so that's a great process. It's a really intimate process with my client where we get to work one-on-one and I get to know them more. And so everyone's been really happy with their pieces. It's always like a leap of faith because you don't know what it's going to look like at the beginning from the photo, but it's just a leap of faith to know that like I've done this many times and I've made so many paintings, and I'm going to create a special one for you. And so if you have a picture that's of a place that you've been to that's special to you, I've also done that. I've worked from photos. It depends on the photo. I've worked from them and made them stronger and better for the client, and then they have this beautiful painting and they get to have it on their home and be reminded of those places. Thank you for listening and being interested in my work. Spend my life to dedicate myself to my artwork, and I've built my artwork from the ground up, you know, just following a calling of capturing beauty and bringing that to others. And so if you're here experiencing my art, that's what my whole life has been dedicated to, is to bring this love through my art to you. And so really hope that you're touched by my art and that you can bring it into your home and you can have its impact be put into your life. If you've enjoyed my work, you want to sign up for my newsletter. There, you'll get to stay connected with me, see more in-depth behind-the-scenes stories, new paintings that are released, new offerings, so you'll be the first to know. You'll stay connected. And if you're not ready to purchase a piece right now, then the perfect painting is going to come along one day, and that'll be, made for you, and you'll be able to order it. Well, thank you for listening and being interested in my work. Sign up for my newsletter.